Canada is home to a vast array of ecosystems, from lush forests to pristine lakes and rugged coastlines. To protect these natural wonders, various types of conservation areas have been established across the country. However, understanding the full scope of conservation efforts in Canada can be complex, as there are numerous categories of protected and conserved areas, each with their own unique management strategies and conservation goals. In this video, we'll explore the diverse landscape of conservation areas in Canada and discuss how they contribute to the global 30 by 30 target. And as it's an incredibly rainy day today when I decided to record this, we're going to try and tell you all about conservation and protected areas without getting soaked in the process. Wish me luck. The 30 by 30 target is a global initiative that aims to protect 30% of Earth's land and ocean by 2030. This ambitious goal, set by the United Nations Convention on Biological Diversity, is crucial for safeguarding biodiversity, mitigating climate change, and ensuring the well-being of communities worldwide. Canada has committed to this target, recognizing the importance of conservation and preserving the country's natural heritage for future generations. As of December of 2023, approximately 13.7% of Canada's land and freshwater and 14.7% of its marine territory are protected. While progress has been made, there's still a significant gap to bridge in order to reach that 30 by 30 target. But Canada's conservation landscape encompasses a wide range of protected area designations, each with its own unique characteristics and management approaches. Buckle up, because we're about to go through a whole long list of all the different types of conservation and protected areas that you could find in Canada. First up, we have national parks, and these are iconic areas like Banff and Jasper that protect some of Canada's most stunning landscapes and wildlife. Next, we have national park reserves, and these are areas such as the Guayhanas National Park Reserve, which are managed in collaboration with Indigenous communities. Next, we have national marine conservation areas. These are established to protect marine ecosystems and cultural heritage, like the Fathom 5 National Marine Park in Ontario. There's national wildlife areas, which are designated sites like the Cap Tormont National Wildlife Area in Quebec, which provide critical habitats for species at risk. We have migratory bird sanctuaries. These areas, such as the Last Mountain Lake Migratory Bird Sanctuary in Saskatchewan, protect important breeding and stopover sites for migratory birds. We also have marine protected areas, and these are established under the Oceans Act. And these areas, like the Hecate Strait and Queen Charlotte Sound glass sponge reefs, protect unique marine features. On a smaller scale, we have provincial and territorial parks. Algonquin Provincial Park and Killarney Provincial Park in Ontario exemplify the importance of sub-national protected areas. Provincial and territorial ecological reserves are another example of these. These areas prioritize conservation of significant ecosystems and rare species. We also have provincial and territorial wildlife management areas. These are focused on maintaining wildlife populations and their habitats, like the Caribou River Wildlife Management Area in Manitoba. Another classification are areas of natural and scientific interest. These are designated by provinces like Ontario to protect unique geological and biological features. We also have things like conservation easements. These voluntary legal agreements allow private landowners to protect ecologically significant areas of their properties. We also have privately protected areas, and privately owned lands managed for conservation purposes, often by land trusts or conservation organizations, can play a critical role in safeguarding local biodiversity. One of the most important protected area designations is Indigenous Protected and Conserved Areas. And these are lands and waters where Indigenous governments have the primary role in protecting and conserving ecosystems through Indigenous laws, government, and knowledge systems. We also have different types of UNESCO protected areas, like World Heritage Sites, and these are internationally recognized sites like the Waterton Glacier International Peace Park that showcase Canada's commitment to global conservation efforts. We also have the UNESCO Biosphere Reserves, and areas like the Niagara Escarpment Biosphere Reserve in Ontario promote sustainable development and conservation. Another international designation are Ramsar wetlands of international importance. And Canada has 37 Ramsar sites, such as the Bay of Fundy in New Brunswick, which protect critical wetland habitats. So let's dive a bit deeper on IPCAs, or Indigenous Protected and Conserved Areas. And like I said, these are lands and waters where Indigenous governments have the primary role in protecting and conserving ecosystems through Indigenous laws, governance, and knowledge systems. IPCAs are crucial for advancing reconciliation, protecting cultural heritage, and conserving biodiversity. The Indigenous Circle of Experts has emphasized the importance of IPCAs in achieving the 30 by 30 target in Canada, recognizing the invaluable role of Indigenous knowledge and stewardship in conservation. Despite numerous conservation successes in Canada, establishing new protected areas can be challenging. Land ownership and tenure issues, particularly in areas with competing land uses, can hinder conservation efforts. Balancing conservation goals with resource development and economic interests requires careful planning and stakeholder engagement. Moreover, ensuring adequate funding and resources for the effective management and monitoring of these protected areas is an ongoing challenge that requires support from governments, organizations, and the public. As individuals, there are several ways you can contribute to conservation efforts in Canada or your local area. Support conservation organizations through donations, volunteering, education, or advocacy. Organizations like the Nature Conservancy of Canada and the Canadian Parks and Wilderness Society are actively working to protect critical habitats in the country. Learn about the conservation areas near you and visit them responsibly. By appreciating and experiencing these protected spaces firsthand, you can deepen your understanding of their ecological and cultural significance. Engage with Indigenous communities and organizations to support IPCAs. Attend events or workshops or webinars to learn about Indigenous-led conservation initiatives and how you can be an ally in advancing reconciliation and conservation. Encourage your elected officials at all levels of government to prioritize conservation efforts and the 30 by 30 target. Canada's diverse network of conservation areas, including IPCAs, plays a vital role in protecting the country's natural heritage and contributing to the global 30 by 30 target. By understanding the complexity and significance of these protected and conserved areas, we can appreciate the collaborative efforts required to safeguard our ecosystems for generations to come. As individuals, we all have a part to play in supporting conservation initiatives and ensuring that Canada, or whatever country you're from, remains a leader in protecting and conserving the natural world that we all love.